Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about the dishonesty of the delivery apps. And I feel like Doordash has been getting a lot of shit lately because Para basically put them on blast because Para figured out how to basically hack into their system and show you the tips that were hidden. So that way everyone, we all know what Para did and stuff. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you click and download that Para link. It's at the top of my description. Now that we know people aren't going to get deactivated, I feel like it's a lot safer to download the app, and now you know, or there's so many other cool things that go along with Para that aren't just the tip transparency, but they will be working on the tip transparency to where they can actually tell you if there's going to be a post tip. It just won't be the actual full amount. They'll just let you know, hey, there is a post tip, just so you know. Anyways, so we're talking about the dishonesty of the delivery apps because I gave Doordash a lot of shit yesterday, and I said I was going to kind of go on strike against them, and then someone commented and was like, well, what about Ubereats being able to take the customer being able to take their tips away? And I was thinking in my head, I was like, there's no way that could be correct. So I did my research, and yeah, up to an hour after an order is delivered, that customer can take back their tip. That's messed up. Can you imagine doing, like, I'm sure if you're an Uber Eats driver, you're like, yeah, we already know this. Probably happens all the time. I don't know. If you, let's say you decide to accept a order for $10 and the store is just taking forever, and then you get there and the person's pissed and they're like, fuck that, I'm taking my tip back. Now you did a delivery for extra long period of time and the customer can go back and edit their tip. And I went onto the other platforms. I was like, can you do that on Doordash or Grubhub? No, you can't. You can only add more to the tip, which I think is pretty damn honest. And the fact that you can do that on Uber Eats is, there's so many things that are out of your control as a delivery driver that if someone's offering you, like, say, hey, can you do this for $10? And then you go and do it and they're like, never mind, I'm just going to give you $5. That's messed up. So in a way, I think I'm even more pissed off at Uber Eats than I am at Doordash now, because all three of the platforms hide tips. I went and researched it. Literally all three platforms. We're not considering Postmates a platform anymore because, rest in peace, that platform sucked from the beginning anyways. But we're not talking about Postmates, but we're talking about Grubhub, Uber Eats, and Doordash. And all three platforms hide tips, so they're all equally as dishonest with their drivers. And in my opinion, that's pretty messed up. I think you should always be honest about, like, hey, this is how much you're going to make, you know? Maybe it'll be more, but we're only going to tell you this much. And I think that's truly dishonest. And the fact that you can even go and take back your tip as an Uber Eats customer, I'm like, whoa. So Uber Eats is probably the bad guy that we should probably be giving more shit to. Like, Doordash has been getting a lot of the shit lately because Para put them on blast. But you know what? Uber Eats, that's probably even more messed up. So first of all, I only do Doordash. So as a delivery driver, I'm only doing Doordash. So I don't know all of these other things. Otherwise, I probably would have talked about it a lot sooner. But let me know, is there any other dishonest things that the companies do that I don't know about? So let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that I'm missing out on this. But man, so if you're a Uber Eats driver, also let me know down below, what's the biggest tip that's been taken away from you? Is there a limit? Because I couldn't find, when I was doing my research, I couldn't find, like, can they take 50% of the tip back? Can they take 100% of the tip back? They don't tell you, but they do tell you can take your tip back. And it's like, wow, up to an hour, you know? That's pretty messed up in my opinion. So Uber Eats, yeah, I'll probably actually stick to Doordash because, you know what? At least Doordash, I think, is probably still, even though I'm still pissed at them and I think they should just show the full tip amount, they're still probably the most honest platform, let's be honest. And I don't know, between Grubhub and, okay, so here's another thing about Grubhub. Grubhub, they don't even promote you to take or to make a tip. They start off at 0. So if you're ordering from Grubhub, they start off at 0, and then you have to include the tip after that. So you have to physically type in the amount that you want to tip your delivery driver. So, for example, yesterday, even though I said I wasn't going to order from Doordash anymore, we wanted this place called Pizzava in Reno, and we didn't want to drive there, so we ordered Doordash, and the order was $125. It was like 4 pizzas and some chicken wings. And It was $125. So DoorDash suggested that I tip $11. There's an option of 9, 11, or 13, I believe, was the other one. So I just went with the 11, and I was like, damn, I didn't realize like DoorDash actually straight up just gives you 20% of what they, or 20% of the total order, not including taxes and all that stuff. I don't even know if there's taxes. Anyways, so DoorDash at least goes on based on 20%, because as a waiter or something, you expect 20% of the bill to be tipped, you know? And Grubhub doesn't even do that. They start off at 0. So now you have all the stupid people out there who can't even do like proper calculations, or who don't even realize that you should be tipping about 20%, not tipping. So I've always heard that Grubhub was like one of the best platforms, but let me know in the comments down below, which is your favorite platform if you're doing multi-apps. I've only been on Postmates and DoorDash, so I don't know, and hopefully none of this information that I'm spewing out is incorrect, but I just Googled all this stuff, so I'm as long as Google's correct, I don't know. Google's the right answer for everything, you know? Google's never wrong. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah, I just thought it was super interesting that, for one, Grubhub doesn't promote a tip. And I noticed that when I ordered from Grubhub like a couple weeks ago. I like had to physically type in the amount, which is pretty messed up, you know? It says right here, Grubhub no longer encourages customers to leave tips for drivers, though they still can, whereas the food delivery app used to set a default of 20%. Why would they go back on that? That doesn't make that means Grubhub's literally only thinking about the customer's happiness. They're not thinking about their drivers at all. They used to set a default tip of 20%, which customers could then adjust. The app now sets a default tip of 0% and leaves it wholly up to the user to decide whether to tip and by how much. So in reality, DoorDash is probably still my favorite platform, even though they're hiding tips. But Grubhub doesn't promote a tip, and it's like, dude, if you're like, what's going on here? Do they have a higher base pay? I don't know. What's the base pay for Grubhub? Base pay for Grubhub. Wow, thank you, Google, for listening to my conversation. They already know. According to 73 salaries on Glassdoor, Grubhub drivers typically make $12 an hour. This is not what I asked. Maybe it's probably different based on every area. I don't think there's a standard base pay for any of the platforms that just goes across the entire country, because it makes more sense that California should have a higher base pay than in like Las Vegas, for example, because it costs a lot less money to live there. But anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts and comments down below. I hate to say it, but I still probably think DoorDash is my favorite platform out of all of them right there. So out of the top 3, I'm going to go with DoorDash still. Even though they hide tips, they're probably still the most honest, and they're not allowing customers to take tips back. That's bullshit, Ubereats. And they're promoting at least a 20% tip. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video at all, please consider smashing that thumbs up button for me. And also subscribe to the channel for more cool information on delivery driving, money tips, financial advice, fitness, all kinds of other random stuff that I like talking about. Anyways, we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.